Ever pondered why people often say humans are natural meat eaters? It's a popular excuse to justify meat consumption, but is it scientifically accurate? The answer, quite simply, is no. Human anatomy and physiology have more in common with herbivores than carnivores. Our long digestive tract, flat molars for grinding, and lack of claws are all indicative of a plant-based diet. Carnivores, on the other hand, have short digestive tracts, sharp teeth for tearing flesh, and claws for hunting. Next up, we have the protein argument. Plants don't provide enough protein, some say. However, numerous studies have shown that a balanced plant-based diet can provide all the essential amino acids, the building blocks of protein. Foods like lentils, chickpeas, tofu, and quinoa are all rich in protein. Then comes the excuse, but meat tastes good. While it's true that many people enjoy the taste of meat, this is more of a cultural and psychological factor than a biological necessity. In fact, our taste preferences can change and adapt over time. And with the rise of plant-based meat alternatives, it's easier than ever to enjoy familiar flavors without the ethical and environmental impacts of meat consumption. The fourth excuse we often hear is, our ancestors ate meat, so we should too. While it's true that our ancestors consumed meat, they did so out of necessity, not choice. Today, we have access to a wide variety of plant-based foods that can provide all the nutrients we need for optimal health. Finally, there's the argument that eating meat is sustainable. This is a myth. According to the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization, livestock farming is one of the biggest contributors to greenhouse gas emissions, deforestation, and water pollution. In contrast, plant-based diets require less land, water, and resources. In conclusion, the common excuses for eating meat, that humans are natural meat eaters, that plants don't provide enough protein, that meat tastes good, that our ancestors ate meat, and that meat eating is sustainable, are all debunked by scientific evidence. Understanding these facts can empower us to make more informed and ethical food choices. So the next time someone tries to justify meat consumption with these excuses, remember the science and challenge the status quo. After all, knowledge is power. Now, let's take a moment to shed some light on the reality of factory farming. As we speak, countless animals are living in unimaginably dark and cramped conditions, their suffering hidden behind closed doors. These industrial operations not only cause immense animal suffering, but they also have a profound environmental impact. Deforestation, water pollution, and greenhouse gas emissions are just some of the devastating effects of factory farming. These are the harsh realities that are often hidden from consumers. It's crucial to be aware and make informed decisions about what we put on our plates. In the end, it's a fight for life. Life for the animals who endure unspeakable conditions on factory farms, and life for our planet, struggling under the strain of unsustainable practices. Images of animals, desperate and frightened, fighting for their lives, are heartbreaking but necessary reminders of the urgency of our situation. Every meal you eat, every choice you make, has a ripple effect. It's not just about what's on your plate, but the impact of that choice on the world around you. Stand up for animal rights, stand up for the environment. Every meal is a choice. Choose compassion, choose life. One of the most horrifying realities of factory farming is the use of gas chambers for pigs. This process, though often hidden from public view, involves the pigs being lowered into a pit filled with carbon dioxide. The animals suffer extreme distress as they gasp for breath, a scene that is as heartbreaking as it is horrifying. The industry justifies this practice, arguing it's the most humane method available. But it raises an ethical question. Should we, as a society, accept such cruelty in the name of convenience? There's a dire need for transparency in the industry and for us, as consumers, to be fully aware of the practices behind the products we purchase. Remember, we have the right to know and, more importantly, the power to demand change. To all meat eaters out there, remember, knowledge is power. It's easy to remain oblivious to the realities of our food system, and it's even easier to maintain the status quo. But the first step towards change is understanding. We encourage you to delve deeper, to research the true impact of your meat consumption, understand the ethical, environmental, and health implications that come with every bite of that steak or slice of bacon. It may seem like your individual choices don't matter in the grand scheme of things, but they do. Every informed decision you make can contribute to a more ethical and sustainable world. You have the power to shape the course of industries and to demand better. So we urge you, use your knowledge, make a change. Because when it comes to our planet and its inhabitants, every choice matters. It's time we take responsibility for those choices and use our power to create a world that respects all life and values sustainability.